Tomorrow will tell, not least for a band of old champions who brought home the Swans' last grand final 51 years ago. Alison Caldwell.
We'll meet again.
The year was 1945, and the Swans faced Carlton in the bloodbath grand final. Back then, you didn't need north-south rivalry to fire the passion. It was intense suburban football at its best. 51 years later, the old Swans are together again, here at their old pub in South Melbourne.
God, that bloke walked just past me then.
There we go.
Billy Williams doesn't remember much after the opening bounce.
They had their instructions to perhaps we were going very well all the year and put us out of action quick smart.
I got suspended for adopting a fighting attitude. And if you can get rubbed out for that, it's not funny.
Police were called onto the field and 10 players were suspended.
It just came on through the tension of the grand final, I suppose, everybody trying to do their best.
Richard, did he play in that team? That's right.
It's the match which earned Jack Williams his nickname. Basher was known for pleading innocent when players alongside him mysteriously fell to the ground.
I didn't know he was on the ground even. But they say it was a real hot day and he did faint. They can do that, you know, faint.
South's best years were its early years. This is the first film ever shot of a grand final, South Melbourne winning its first premiership in 1909. The Swans was actually a derogatory name given to the side by the other clubs, after South Melbourne broke ranks in the 30s to import players from the West. The Bloods, as they were once known, were a regular feature of the finals, but they lost the match in 1945, ending their long run of grand finals.
If I was playing on Tony Lockett, I'd be too smart for him.
At 84, record goal scorer Bob Pratt is the only surviving player to know success in a grand final back in 1933.
They really had a champion side. We won one premiership in 33, and I think we should have won. At least 3 with the team we had.
Described as one of the great legends of the game, Bob Pratt kicked 150 goals in 1934. If Tony Lockett was playing in 1933, what position would he have played?
Well, if he wanted to play full forward, he'd have to take my place, and if he wanted to play centre half forward, he'd have to take Nash's place. So where would you play him?
The South Melbourne City Council showed its opposition to a Sydney move by flying a South Melbourne flag at half-mast outside the town.
But it was money that sent South north. South Melbourne was crippled by a financial crisis, and Sydney looked its saviour. It was the birth of the National League. For the Sydney Swans, it brought some ill-fated experiments with private ownership. It was a period which sorely tested the old South Melbourne support, but for these blokes, the Swans will always be Victorian.
It was our side before they were shifted to Sydney, and if we don't vote for the Swans, who do we vote for? It's the red and the white. I don't know how I'd have felt if, when the rumours were rife that they were going to go to the 2 Blues for New South Wales. That might have made a big difference.
So, and the Swans will win tomorrow. And when they went away from here, I spat me dummy out and I put it back in after 3 years. So I'm really wrapped in it. They're great.
After 15 years up north, and now with a whiff of success, a tradition is developing in Sydney. But it's a tradition with its roots well and truly planted in the south. No one will be barracking louder tomorrow than these guys.
Yeah, I tell you what, we want the boys to have that forever in the club rooms up in Sydney, don't we?
Once you're red and white for life. But yes, and I'll be very disappointed if they don't win tomorrow. I'll be there.
At around about 5 o'clock, though, we sing Cheer, Cheer the Red and the White.
South will go in and win overall. While the sun down marching onward to victory.
Alison Caldwell.